stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next on the agenda, we have our moment of silence, which has been our custom for many, many years, for all of those serving here and abroad to return home safely to their families. And a roll call. Mr. Bierman?
Here.
Mr. Camerata?
Here.
Ms. Grover?
Here.
Ms. Hockman?
Here.
And Mr. Carley is out. Mayor, next on the agenda, we have the open public meeting statement. I'll read that aloud. In compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, notice of this meeting was given by way of annual notice filed with the Township Clerk, the Home News Tribune, the North-South Brunswick Sentinel, and the Trenton Times, and posted on the bulletin board in the South Brunswick Municipal Building on January 11, 2024. Next on the agenda, we have the address from the floor. Is there a motion to open to the public?
I'll go ahead and make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak? Seeing none, is there a motion to close?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Mayor, next on the agenda, we have the minutes. Looks like we could take them all together if there is no objection to that. Is there a motion then to approve items 1 through 6 on the minutes?
Motion to approve 1 through 6.
Second.
And a roll call. Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Mayor, next on the agenda, we have reports. I guess we can start with Mr. Bidlack.
Yep, sure.
That's you.
Starting today, Sand Hills Road eastbound is being closed to through traffic at Hawthorne Road. PSC&G is starting to do replacing gas mains in the area. That'll be approximately 1 week of closure from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. For 1 week. I do expect there to be further closures as they move around the areas in Kendall Park, but that's the one we have right now, Sand Hills Road, for the next week. The Art Commission has some news display at the municipal building here in the lobby, outside the administration and clerk's offices. The display is titled Contrast, and that is open during normal business hours here at the municipal building from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. People can come look at the art display. That's all I have for tonight. Please question.
Mr. Campusano?
No reports.
And I have no reports either, Mayor, so I guess we can move on to Ms. Grover.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a report, but I do have information for everybody that New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission mobile unit is coming to the senior center from Monday, March 4 till Friday, March 8, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. New Jersey mobile unit will be here at the senior center for appointments available for real ID, non-driver's license IDs, and registration renewals. Please make an appointment it's called What Service is Needed, telegov, NewJerseyPortal.com. Make your appointments, and it's very easy to come to the senior center and avail your IDs. Thank you, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mayor. I was going to tell them about the art exhibit. If you're in the area, please come and see the art exhibit. Many local of the artists would love to know that their work has been seen. It's been hanging here now since last Friday. Also, the public library is doing a survey. They would like people to go, if you haven't received this green slip of paper, to https:// South Brunswick sbpl.info/survey and fill out as much information as you can. This would be very helpful in the future plans of how we're using the library. And many of you may have already read that we're having a large initiative through the health department of having people not certified, but they will be able to learn how to do CPR. And we'll be working with the VFW, and we'll be working with schools and the mosque. And we will be starting that soon, probably the middle of March. So look for that certification, and we'll look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
One second, Ms. Hoffman, what we should do is we should contact the library, Chris Carbone, and have him send that to Raj. And we can get
Okay.
that posted on our website, and maybe we'll get some more responses that way.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm up.
Mr. Camerata?
Cameron?
Thank you. Just one report, but it's a somewhat of an important one. I think, Mr. Bidlack, you might have reported on this a couple of weeks ago, but for some inexplicable reason, this is regarding the Transco Williams project. FERC granted Transco another year on January 18th to build and construct that project, NISI. The coalition has been fighting this for now 8 unbelievable years.
Oh, I
8
know.
years. Princeton Manor is part of that, and some other groups, Baykeepers out of New York and some other ones. But we're requesting a rehearing because the data that was furnished with their granting their request for a year renewal was faulty. For example, the Higgins Farm, and for people who don't know, the NISI project is a compressor station. It's a New Jersey pumping more gas, and they were going to put a compressor station right off of Route 27 in the Kendall Park area. In order to access that property, they had Transco Williams had made an arrangement, a contract with the Higgins Farm to access and get into that area. They've abandoned those property rights a year ago. They don't have the right to go in there. So that's just one of the things that is somewhat inexplicable as to why they were granted this. Maybe it was just a rubber stamp, which is what we're thinking. So we requested a rehearing. We want our day in court. We've always won with our day in court, and we feel we will again. This thing has been dead for, like I said, it was supposed to be back, it was supposed, 8 years ago, so it was supposed to be online 6 years ago. We'll continue to fight it. We'll continue to be vigilant. South Brunswick Township has also contributed over the years for this. But this seems to be a real contradiction. So anyway, that's my report. Just an update on that.
Thank you, Mr. Cameron.
Yeah.
Just 2 quick things. So last week, first time in 2 years, we had a little snow, twice in 1 week. I do want to say thank you to Public Works and all our, the people who are out plowing and cleaning up our roads and sidewalks. They did a great job.
As always.
I do want to ask our residents and remind them that you have 24 hours after the snow stops to clean your sidewalk. That's number one. But really, the main thing is if you can keep your cars off the street when you know it's going to snow, because all that does is make a mess for everybody else. The snow plows have to plow around them, and the cars get plowed in. It's difficult for the residents to dig them out. It's even more difficult for our guys to come back and finish up the job. So that's it with the snow. But the last thing is, Mr. Bidlack and I went to a ribbon cutting yesterday on Thrive Dental Wellness Center. So we wish them good luck and congratulations on starting their new business. That's my report tonight, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. So I just wanted to add, we do have it added as timely and important for tonight. I just wanted to mention the items that are on that, if we can sneak that in here. We just have 2 items that are actually being revised. So the first one is the closed session resolution. It's just being revised to add the 1 additional closed session for affordable housing litigation. The second resolution is on the execution of the 3rd modification to the water service agreement, and that also was revised, and you were all provided with that revised copy ahead of the meeting. And then the other item, which was not on the current agenda, will be added, is that executive session discussion for the affordable housing litigation. Is there a motion to make
Motion to
all of
move
those
those.
changes?
Second.
And a roll call. Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you. So now moving along, we do have a public hearing, and this is on the CDBG grant. We have Miss Linda Menino Kelly here. If you can come up and just give an overview of what this public hearing is for.
This works, right? Okay.
Yes.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Good
2
evening.
weeks ago, I am the chairperson of the South Brunswick Community Development Block Grant Advisory Committee, CDBG, known as CDBG. And I'm here to provide the findings approved by the committee on January 25th, 2024, for the year starting January 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. Although we believe that our allocation will be $75,084 based on last year, we will not know the final amount until the county meeting of the 19 municipalities. We will finalize the resolution immediately after that meeting. But we have decided the following recommendations are based on the $75,084. The following are the current projects and the amounts approved by the committee, which total that amount, $75,084. The Pioneer Recreation Adults with Disabilities, $17,000. Department of Social Services Food Pantry Program, $17,000. CIL, Citizens for Independent Living, Woods Case Management Support Services, $20,000. The VFW Post 9111, ADA compliant doors and entry, that's Adults with Disability Act to comply with that, $12,500. Department of Social Services purchasing food for pantry, $2,500. Housing rehabilitation, $4,000. And the South Brunswick Public Library large print books, the $2,084. Total $75,084. I would just like to add to this is that every year for the last, I don't know how many years I've been on this committee, the amount has been $75,084. I don't know if there's any way that anyone can do anything, I think I mentioned this at the work session, to get a little bit more money, because there is a listing of, that we do get of other municipalities. I don't know whether I think there's a formula that's used based on population, perhaps demographics, income. I don't know. But, and again, I don't know how long the the government's going to be giving this to the counties, to the state and then the counties. But I was just wondering if there was any way, because we did get we were asked, our applications totaled almost 120,000. So there is a need in the township. Charlie did mention, and he said, maybe I can get you 25,000 more. So I'm going to hold you guys. Maybe you can help us out,
Yeah,
if it's at all possible. That's all.
I think we'll send Raj
Yeah,
on a fact.
Yeah,
find.
you know, that would be great.
that was what I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
We can look into it and
Yeah, just
determine
look
how that.
into it. I didn't realize
Yeah.
every year it's been the same. I kept thinking with inflation it would be greater, but that's asking too much.
It actually was more about 10 years ago.
Excuse
It
me?
actually was more about 10 years ago.
And there's,
It's-
the
then
population
it's
has
been
grown.
leveled off.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and again, I don't know why they get more. I know there's a formula, and maybe we need to look at that, that's all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you.
Have a good trip, Linda.
So Mayor, at this point now, we'll have the public hearing, which was advertised regarding the CDBG grant recommendations. Is there a motion to open to the public hearing?
Motion to open to public for this public hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on this grant?
Seeing none, motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Mayor, next we have ordinances for first reading. There are two items. The first one is ordinance number 2024-4. This is an ordinance amending ordinance 86-01, an ordinance authorizing positions and providing for a pay plan for classified and unclassified positions of the Township of South Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey. Is there a motion to introduce ordinance number 2024-4?
So moved.
Second.
And a roll call. Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you. The second item here for first reading is ordinance number 2024-5. This is for the calendar year 2024. It's an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriations limits and to establish a cap bank under NJSA 48:4-45.14. And this is an ordinance that we typically do every year, just to have in place. Is
Madam
there-
Clerk, not only typically do it, we have to do it. It's mandated by the state to do it. It's not something that we will have to do, but it's something that has to be in place in case we do need it. I think in the last 20 years, we used it once. So with that said, I'll make a motion to move this forward.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to introduce, and a roll call. Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor, now we have ordinances for second reading. We have 3 items here tonight. They're all here for a public hearing and then final adoption. The first ordinance is number 2024-1, and this is amending and supplementing Chapter 114, Utilities of the Township of South Brunswick Township Code related to user rates. This ordinance, we are going to have a public hearing for, and then after that, there is a slight amendment to this. It's not a substantive change, so we can make the amendment and still finally adopt it tonight. The change basically is the very last page, and the amended version was in your packets. So it was the second copy of the ordinance, and it was just cleaning it up, basically. On the very last page, before the Section 2 clause, it's admin fee, final readings, water and sewer, and it looks like that was just a duplicate of an old fee. So we're just crossing that out with the old rate and the new rate of the 35 and 37.45.
It does make sense to clean up water and sewer, so.
So at this point, so first we'll open to the public. Is there a motion to open to the public on ordinance number 2024-1?
Yes, motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Is there anyone who'd like to speak on ordinance number 2024-1?
Seeing or hearing none, motion to close to the public.
was that ordinance?
2024-1, that's for the water and sewer user rates?
Oh, never mind.
I'll be your first victim here. Hi, I'm Sharon Ferraro. I live in Monmouth Walk. We've been there for 30 years. This is the first time I've ever heard of anybody charging people to backwash the fire hydrants, to charging the HOAs, so we have to pay more.
That's
We're
not-
poor.
Mayor, I'm sorry, this is not that resolution.
That's not that
Ordinance.
one.
This
That's not
ordinance,
right.
no.
No.
That ordinance actually was, we've abandoned that ordinance. That ordinance is not moving forward. The last work session, we stopped it.
Right.
So that
This
one's
is- right.
tabled.
Right.
Yeah,
This
it's
is something
tabled.
different.
This is just increasing the rate you're gonna pay for
Well,
the water
don't-
usage.
To think about how poor we are, because, again, living in affordable housing,
Right.
Right.
it's hard enough to
Right.
pay what I pay now. I'm making it. But
No,
I
we
don't
understand.
need more.
Right.
And I know that this year I'll get my 20% discount, but still, it's
Right.
based on not this, but whatever.
Yeah,
And I would really appreciate thinking about the affordable housing people that were there because we can't afford a lot. So just keep that in the back of everybody's mind. So that's another reason why I'm here. So you tabled the last one. Yes.
Yes.
I do appreciate everything. We're waiting for spring. Yes.
Okay.
Like everyone else, but
Thank you.
thank you and have
As
a
always,
great
good
night.
seeing
You
you.
too, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak on ordinance number 2024-1?
Motion to close.
Second.
Motion to close in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
So just wanted to check, what is the rate, because I live in Monmouth Walk for 8 to 9 years. So just wanted to check what is the rate, why there is a increase of,
Okay, well, I'll handle the beginning of that. So our rates haven't changed in 10 years, okay? We have 2 wells that are down. One got polluted many years ago and another one went bad, right? So we actually have to buy water to supply to our people. And they're charging us more, so we just need to cover our
but
costs.
it is across the board for South Brunswick, or it's
Yes.
particular communities
No,
that
no,
we
it's
have
across
been?
the board. So if you look at the ordinance, I can't print it out, I wish I could.
copy.
But, yeah, I don't have it printed. Oh, here you go. You can have it right here if you want. There's your old rates and new rates. Right here's the whole table. I didn't print that out, thank you. And like I said, it's just, unfortunately, the
running
cost of doing business goes up. And we have not raised our water rates since 2014.
Okay.
So that's
And also-
really it in a nutshell.
If you look at it, it's not by much.
It's not by much,
It's
no.
not by much.
The biggest rates increase is going to be what we call connection fees.
Yeah.
So if someone's building a house, a new house, you see them going up periodically, or you're moving a new business in, we're gonna create something like that, a new warehouse, whatever, they're gonna pay more to connect to our water and sewer lines. And that is going to help keep the price per gallon that you're going to pay down. But your price per gallon is going up a little.
Very little.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
See no one else then, there was a motion.
Anyone else on that over there? No? Okay,
Going once, going twice,
Yep.
3 times,
So-
okay. Motion to close.
Bye.
okay.
And so we have a motion to close in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries then. At this point, we would have a motion to make that amendment I spoke about a few moments ago, just basically taking out the very last couple of lines of the ordinance. Is there a motion
But
to
a
make that?
dual motion, or?
I'm sorry?
Motion to make to approve it as amended?
Motion to amend and, sure,
And-
motion to amend and then to
And
adopt.
approve, that's what I thought, okay. That's what I'm doing. Motion to amend and then approve.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and roll call. Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you. The second ordinance here for public hearing and final adoption is ordinance number 2024-2. This is amending and supplementing Chapter 2, Administration of the Township of South Brunswick, Township Code related to attendance of public meetings within the Township of South Brunswick. Is there a motion to open to the public on ordinance number 2024-2?
Yes, motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on ordinance number 2024-2?
Motion to close the public session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Is there a motion then to finally adopt ordinance number 2024-2?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
And a roll call. Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you. Our third and final ordinance here tonight for public hearing and final adoption is number 2024-3. This is amending and supplementing Chapter 2, Administration regarding membership terms of the Commission on Women. Is there a motion to open to the public on ordinance number 2024-3?
Motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak on ordinance number 2024-3?
Motion to close the public session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Is there a motion then to finally adopt ordinance number 2024-3?
Yes, I'll make the motion.
Second.
Ms. Grover, and seconded by Ms. Hockman. Roll call, Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Next on the agenda, then, we have the new business consent agenda. We have items number 1 through 28. Again, on this one, as we did earlier, number 1 is revised and number 22 is revised. Are there any items anyone would like pulled?
If I could, please, I'd like it in 2 groups, let's say. So if we could pull 3, 10, and 20 and take them together. And then if we can pull 5, 6, and 27 and take those separately.
Sure.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Anyone
Anybody
else?
That's it.
No, that's it.
Okay, with that said then, if we can have a motion to adopt items number 1 through 2, number 4, 7 through 9, 11 through 19, 21, 23 through 26, I'm sorry, 22 through 20, 21 through 26,
That's
and
right.
then
Yeah,
28.
Yep.
I have 27.
No, we're not approving that yet. We're doing it separately.
Right.
A motion to move those forward for approval.
Second.
And a roll call. Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. And then we have 2 batches. The first one after that is items number 3, 10, and 20.
Right. You want that, Ann, or you want me to?
You can.
Okay, so really, I just want to thank these people, it's Monisha Kumar, Maria Benfiore, for their time served on the Municipal Alliance. I just want to thank them for their services. And then I'm going to turn the last one over to Ms. Grover.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to thank Ashley Gomez. She actually moved on to Washington and doesn't live in South Brunswick, so she had to resign. And I thank her. She was an asset to my commission, which is a women commission. And I really thank her for her time and the energy she spent with us. I thank you, Ashley.
Thank you. Yeah, these are all volunteer positions that people
Yes.
spend a lot of time on. And it's great, the volunteers we have in this town.
So if we could have a motion then to adopt those three, it's items number 3, 10, and 20.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second.
And Ms. Hockman, roll call, Mr. Camerata,
Yes.
Ms. Grover,
Yes.
Ms. Hockman,
Yes.
and Mr. Bierman.
Yes.
Great, that was 3, 10. Okay, and then we have the second set of 3 were items number 5, 6, and 27.
Yes, if we could take them individually.
Sure.
You want, did anyone want to read one? I just want to read the one for Frank Lombardo.
From Frank?
Anybody else?
I can do for Bolcaro.
Okay. And here,
Okay.
Josephine, Mr. Tiglar.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
So
you.
I'll say the first one was number 5. This is a resolution wishing Sergeant First Class Eric Tiglar success in his retirement.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm very happy to read this because I know him well, and I certainly do wish him success in his retirement. Whereas Sergeant First Class Eric Tiglar is employed by the South Brunswick Township Police Department, and whereas Sergeant First Class Eric Tiglar will be retiring on March 1, 2024, after more than 25 years of dedicated service in law enforcement, including 21 years of service to the community and the residents of South Brunswick. And whereas Sergeant First Class Tiglar is very knowledgeable and experienced in the areas for which he is responsible and dedicated his career to serving the public. And whereas Sergeant First Class Tiglar will be missed for his abilities, knowledge, and professionalism during his more than 25 years of service to South Brunswick Township in the state of New Jersey. He has served as a patrol officer, field training officer, firearms and defensive tactics instructor, school resource officer, detective and sergeant, and patrol sergeant. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology from King's College in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And whereas the mayor and the council would like to thank Sergeant First Class Eric Tiglar for his dedicated service to the Township of South Brunswick. Now therefore be it resolved on this 21st day of February, 2024, by the Township Council of the Township of South Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that we extend to Sergeant First Class Eric Tiglar the Township's best wishes for health, happiness, and success in his future endeavors. Thank you very much, Eric, for all that you've done for South Brunswick residents.
Thank you.
Mayor, the next item in that grouping was number 6, and this is a resolution wishing Captain Frank J. Lombardo success in his retirement.
I'd like to read that if I can. Frank was here earlier, for those of you who saw him. He's a good friend. He's done a wonderful job in South Brunswick Township. He knew my mother well. So it gives me great pleasure and honor to read this. Wishing Captain Frank J. Lombardo success in his retirement. Whereas Captain Frank J. Lombardo is employed by South Brunswick Township's Police Department, and whereas Captain Lombardo will be retiring on March 1st, 2024, after 29 years of dedicated service to the community and residents of South Brunswick. And whereas Captain Lombardo is very knowledgeable and experienced in the areas for which he's responsible and dedicated his career to serving the public. And whereas Captain Lombardo will be missed for his abilities, knowledge, and professionalism during his 29 years of service to South Brunswick Township. He served most recently as captain of the Community Service Command and previously as Traffic Safety Lieutenant, Honor Guard Commander, Team Leader of the Emergency Response Team, Patrol Sergeant, Firearms Instructor, and Field Training Officer. He holds a doctoral degree in education from George Washington University, and during his career, Captain Lombardo received numerous commendations and awards, including the Medal of Honor, Medal of Valor, Life-Saving Physical Fitness, Top Gun, and Exceptional Service. And whereas the Mayor and Council would like to thank Captain Frank J. Lombardo for his dedicated service to South Brunswick Township, now therefore be it resolved on this, the 21st day of February, 2024, by the Township Council of the Township of South Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that we extend to Captain Lombardo the Township's best wishes for health, happiness, and success in his future endeavors. Thank you,
Thank-
Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. So we have one last final resolution on here that was in
If I may,
that
I want
grouping.
to say something on this. I've had the honor and pleasure of working with the captain for about 20 years now, especially with the Route 1 Running Shoulder project. He was very instrumental in that success. The one award that doesn't stay here, and one award that he most certainly deserves, is that he put South Brunswick first all the time. His heart and mind were really into it. Obviously, we speak a lot here, as the mayor did, with all the recognitions and acknowledgments, but he was always available 24/7.
Yep.
If he needed anything, he would come out and try to help and diffuse the situation. He had that temperament that really is characteristic of our police force that a lot of police forces don't have. He would analyze the situation, assess everything, and then try to make a judgment and move forward. That's very rare, especially today. You have people that are very, quick to judge, quick to make statements, quick to, he wasn't. He processed everything, and he really was the backbone of an example of what our police force is really about, and that is just really treating everybody the same, treating them equally, treating them with respect and dignity, and he did that every day, and for that, he'll be truly missed.
He will be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, we have one final resolution then in that grouping of three, and that was number 27. This is a resolution wishing John Bolcato success in his retirement.
I'll be more than happy to read that. And actually, John was very helpful to us in the Women Commission, and I want to wishing John Bolcato success in his retirement. Whereas John Bolcato is employed by the South Brunswick Township Finance Department as the controller, and whereas John will be retiring on March 1, 2024 after 17 years of distinguished and dedicated services to the community and residents of South Brunswick Township. And whereas John is certified as a public accountant, municipal finance officer, tax collector, qualified purchasing agent, and county finance officer. And whereas John will be missed for his abilities, knowledge, and professionalism during his more than 17 years of services to South Brunswick Township, and whereas the mayor and council would like to thank John for his dedicated services to South Brunswick Township, and now therefore be it resolved on this 21st day of February 2024 by the Township Mayor and Council of the Township of South Brunswick, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that we extend to John Bolcato the Township's best wishes for health, happiness, and success in his future endeavors. Thank you.
Can I
Thank you.
just say
Mayor, this,
something also? I'm sorry. But as Ann said, John was very, very helpful. Whenever you went into his office, he was always willing to stop what he was doing and answer your questions, and to also go back to the committee that you're working with and going through and letting you know why funds were there and how much, and he is going to be missed, and he has been missed by all of us, and we just really do want to wish him well.
And the best of health.
Yes, and thank you so much, John.
Thank you. Thank you.
John,
We can move.
you remain in our prayers. Best of health to you, especially to you and the rest of your family.
Thank you. If we can just have a motion then to adopt those last three items on the new business consent agenda. They were items number 5, 6, and 27.
I think we've exhausted that, so
Yeah.
yes, we'll move them
Move
forward.
them forward.
Second.
We have a motion and a second and a roll call. Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. So at this point now, we're at our second address from the floor. Is there a motion to open to the public?
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak?
Can we talk on any open items?
Yes.
Yes.
You can please just state your name for the record?
Yes.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Honorable Mayor. So my name is Mohammed Jaffa. I'm a resident of South Brunswick. There are a couple of people over here who has come in for a request, I would say. We play a league game called New Jersey Softball Cricket League Tournament, which is a cricket. And we have been residing over here for last 7 years. We have been a member of a township.
Some of us have been residing for more than that. I've been
More
here
than
for
that,
17 years.
17 years. We do not have enough cricket grounds over here. So the way it works is when we play this league game, we need to also have a ground permit, in the sense like authority to play in a particular ground. So according to our information, we think that South Brunswick has 3 eligible cricket grounds: Roland and Toll Timber, and that has been occupied for last 5 to 6 years by about 11 or 12 teams already. And we do not have information whether these 11 or 12 teams which are playing cricket, whether these team members are from South Brunswick. But our team, we have the evidence and we have the people. 95% plus of the people are based out of South Brunswick. So we wanted to request if there is a procedure or a process to check in terms of what will be the procedure for us to, get the ground permit in South Brunswick. We have been waiting for the last couple of years, but we got the platform for the first time over here, so we thought we'll bring it up. I'm not sure what the process is, pardon our ignorance, but we thought we'll check it out.
Our request is, we want you to allocate the ground based on the players based from South Brunswick. Like, since we are taxpayers for South Brunswick, I feel that we should be given the first preference.
So what we need to do, or you should do, I should say, and this is our township manager, Mr. Bidlack.
Yeah.
But we need to contact Ms. Applegate, our Director of Parks and Recreation, okay? So if you give Mr. Bidlack your email or whatever, he can contact you and get Ms. Applegate to contact you, and then she'll have to sit down with you and figure it out. I
Sure.
don't know how to,
We really
where we're gonna go with
appreciate
this
it.
one. But
Appreciate that.
that is the person we need to start with.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds
We
good.
just wanted to know what is the right procedure.
Yep.
Okay, sure. We'll do that.
Yep.
Thank you.
So
Okay.
I don't know if you want to give him your
Thank you.
card or something,
Yeah.
and then you can email Mr. Bidlack, and then he'll start to forward that.
If you guys could send me your info, that'd be great.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
All right? Thank you, gentlemen.
Good luck.
And have a good night.
Sir.
And good luck, yes.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the public wishing to speak?
Can
Come
you
on
just
up.
add some more facts to that if you don't mind?
You can just state your name for the record, please.
My name is Vishesh Satyam. I live in Monmouth Junction. Just to the same fact, I think it's a light request we all are having. We want to play on weekends. We want a ground. There's a league which kind of caters to that. So we want to make sure if anything is possible, so we'll follow the process. Just for the awareness purpose, this is the first time US is hosting a T20 World Cup, which is the kind of game we play, right? It's happening in Long Island, in Caribbeans, and there's a now cricket team for USA also. There are kids from South Brunswick School and nearby Plainsboro, Westminster. Those kids are aspiring youth who want to play for that team. So there's a lot of community benefit also along with it. Plus, I was just made aware last week that in East Brunswick a ground was created also, like permitted, where not only like weekenders can play, but also it would be used for like young school kids training and everything. So it has a cost benefit side of it also. If like we have soccer camps, right? We run all these softballs. So that's also an avenue it's worth exploring. So we want to bring to your attention that this is the new thing which is happening, and it will be helpful. I mean, we are just the side benefiters of that we can get to play on weekend, but this is happening.
Okay.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else wishing to speak?
Once more, please.
There's a kid inside of us who's coming out.
I'm sorry, same topic, I'll not take more than 10 seconds. So it's a World Cup, which is a very good point. A lot of students from South Brunswick going to participate in it. It's going to be a very good publicity also, and it's going to be the welfare of South Brunswick. And Mr. Bidlack, I'll email it to you in terms of the details. Just for your point, I didn't recall this point when you were asking the question. We did connect with Amanda and Nancy in the Woodlock Recreation Park.
Okay.
And the deadlock is they say that the 11 teams, which is blocked with the 3 cricket grounds, which is in South Brunswick, it's going on for 5-6 years now. And unless they drop it out, one team drops out, we will not get the space. That's what doesn't look like a fair game for aspirants like us who wants to be there, because we are about 90 plus or 95% of the people are from South Brunswick. And as Magesh said, it's been 10 to 15 years we have been in this locality. So, but we will follow the protocol, sir, and we will send you an email. But I think it'll be good to, have a conversation done with Amanda or Nancy or whoever it is from the Woodlawn Recreation Park to understand what is the procedure to bring in additional teams in to accommodate more. That I thought I'll put that thought in now that I have the platform over here. Yep. Thank you. Sorry for coming back again.
No
Thank
need
you.
to apologize.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing none, is there a motion to
the
close?
session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Next on the agenda, then, we have our voucher list of February 21st, 2024. Is there a motion to accept the voucher list?
Motion to pay the bills.
Second.
And a roll call, Mr. Camerata?
Yes.
Ms. Grover?
Yes.
Ms. Hockman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bierman?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Next on the agenda, we have our executive session, so if we can have a motion to go into executive session and then to adjourn immediately thereafter.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session, and then we will adjourn immediately afterwards. Goodbye, everyone who's watching,
I'll second it.
And we have a
and
second.
the people here too. But
Good night, everybody.
All in favor?
good night.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, I was going to.
Oh, baby, it's just you I'm thinking of.